What is up, my friends? Liverpool have once again embarrassed the living daylights out of us with a 3-0 loss away at Wolves, a team that we had beaten 11 times in our last 11 games before today. We kicked off this game with Wolves in the relegation zone. There's only one team that played like they were relegation fodder out there, and it wasn't the home side. I'm going to take you through my thoughts on the game. I'm going to ask you, has Jurgen Klopp lost the dressing room, or what we can do to maybe stem the flow, because right now we are in a whole world of trouble. Before I get stuck into it, I want to give a massive shout out to our sponsors, Circl, the football sweepstakes game where the winner is decided by events that happen live on the pitch and every moment counts. Today we had 4 winners, giving away a total of £114. If you want to join us for future Circles, you do need to be 18 years or over and a UK resident. Scan that QR code bottom left hand corner or use the link in the description of the video and you can join us for future games. It is a gambling product, so please do gamble responsibly. I can't sugarcoat this, folks. I'm absolutely livid right now. I'm livid with the players, I'm livid with the manager, I'm livid with the owners, and my heart goes out to those travelling Reds who had to sit through that. They went and worked their asses off all week, saved up their money, invested in tickets and travel, and that's what they get from the players. Not good enough, and there's a lot of scapegoating that needs to go on, because right now our manager's lost it. He's lost the plot, he's lost the dressing room, but I don't want him to lose his job. I want to put that out there and be very clear about it. I am not Jurgen Klopp out, but I am Jurgen Klopp somewhat at fault. Right now, I'm sick of hearing people defend Mohamed Salah. I'm sick to death of it. Get off the rose-tinted glasses and look at the performances. 4 times today again he skied the ball. This is a man that's been given £350,000 a week to be our talisman, and he's not doing anything. Thiago was a disgrace. He was jogging as Ruben Neves burst into the penalty area for Wolves' goal. It's an absolute shambles right now, and there are no leaders out there on that pitch. None. Jurgen Klopp needs to ditch this 4-3-3 system. Jurgen Klopp needs to have the stones to pull off Mohamed Salah, Thiago, Joe Matip, or anybody else that isn't putting in a shift for this football club. You have to earn the right to wear that Liverpool jersey. You have to earn the right to be idolised by the Liverpool fans. And these players are coasting. Something stinks right now. Something absolutely stinks behind the scenes of the football club. And no PR bullshit is going to stop us from understanding that something needs to change. The owners cannot go on with this stuff. This is what happens when you don't invest into a midfield that is aging. This is what happens when your team goes from being one of the youngest teams in the Premier League in the past 4 or 5 years to being the 4th oldest team in the Premier League. This is what happens when you allow your midfield to turn into dad's army. You're hoping that an 18-year-old youngster in Stefan Bajcetic, who, God bless him, has had to put up with the dross that's around him and try and carry a midfield through. This is where we are. We currently sit in 10th or 11th place in the Premier League. This is a team that went close to the Holy Grail last year, that were 2 games from greatness, and right now we're a long, long way from anything that resembles a decent football team. People will rant and people will moan and people will have their own bones of contention and who they want to take this out on. But for me, it has to rest with the players. It has to. Because the manager can only say so many things. He can only give so many instructions. And look, he's not without fault here, Jurgen Klopp. Sticking to the 4-3-3 system when it clearly hasn't been working for us is a joke. Playing the same players week in and week out after they stink up the place is a joke. What does Mohamed Salah have to do to get dropped? Does he have to go and have a shit in Jurgen Klopp's front lawn as he waves at him to get dropped? Even then, he'd probably applaud him. I'm livid right now, my friends. We had a week to prepare for this. Other teams have had 2 games in the time. We've had a week to prepare. A week at Kirby. A week to go through, run through what we need to do. And I would imagine that in that week, senior players have stood up in the dressing room, given a rally call, spoken about what we need to do right. And that's what they put out. That's the performance. 350 grand a week for Mohamed Salah to sky ball after ball over the crossbar. Thiago to jog as Ruben Neves sprints into the penalty area to score another goal. Joe Matip playing like he's just played football for the first time. Our fullbacks look lost out there. Robertson and Trent running around like headless chickens. It's a joke. It's not good enough. And something has to give. I get the impression right now that Jurgen Klopp is praying and hoping and counting the days until John W. Henry and FSG sell up, because they have no ambition. They have no desire to keep this football club competitive. You cannot tell me they have. You cannot look at me in the eyes and tell me that those owners are giving Jurgen Klopp the best tools to go out there and do his job. Now look, I'm aware that everybody will have their own person or area that they want to throw shade at. But for me, it's a culmination of all of it. Yes, the manager has to take some responsibility. Yes, the owners have to take some responsibility. But ultimately, what is unacceptable and unforgivable is a lack of graft, a lack of fight, and a lack of desire. That is one thing that football fans will understand or forgive if they see the players running through a brick wall for the manager and the fans. They didn't. They barely ran. Once again, these players have let themselves, their manager, the club down. Will they take huge wages? Remember, we're always told about how big our wages are. Well, these lads aren't performing, and we need solutions, and we need them quick. Klopp needs to be ruthless. How can he keep rewarding these players with performance after performance like that and playing them? How is Mohamed Salah finishing a game of football when he stunk up the gaff? What does he have to do to be dropped? At this point, I would take the 80 million from Paris Saint-Germain and I would sell Mohamed Salah immediately, because his form isn't picking up. He has 7 Premier League goals in 20 games. And before you're in the comments talking to me about his 24 goals and assists, I don't care about his stat padding against Rangers in the Champions League. I care what he does on a consistent basis. And consistently now, he is embarrassing. He is gone. He is finished. He doesn't look interested. Henderson, I mean, I can go on and on here, but ultimately it's going to be the same thing. Me talking about players who are absolutely diabolical. And the manager sat there in the dugout at one point when the camera panned to him, and he just looked like he'd given up. He just looked like he didn't know what to say or do anymore. And then, 86th minute, he rings 3 changes. 86th minute. And does Carvalho get any minutes? The youngster with a future ahead of him? No. He brings on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Jimmy Milner and Kostas Tsimikas. Why? What was that doing in the 86th minute? What was the point of it? Why wasn't that a half time if you wanted to make changes? He gave himself nothing today, Klopp. And it's very hard to defend when the manager keeps banging his head against the wall over and over again, playing the same system in the same way and expecting a different result. It isn't going to change, Jurgen. These boys haven't got it anymore. We need fresh blood. We need fresh ideas. And we need players who are willing to die for that shirt. These lads aren't doing it anymore. Get rid of them. Get rid of them, Jurgen. Sell them. Be as ruthless to them as they are being to you, because they are leaving the manager and throwing him under a bus right now. I'm going to go before I say something even more angering or something that's going to get me cancelled, because right now I feel like putting my fist through that camera. That's how annoyed I am at this performance. I'm going to leave it to you guys to have your say in the comment section. Drop a like on the video. Shout out to our sponsors again. 9 days till the Merseyside derby. 9 long, grueling days. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.